Hello, beautiful beings. Welcome to today's reading. So in today's pick a card, we're going to be looking at why did they cheat and what you need to do about it. So we could be looking at a past relationship, so a past person, and maybe someone that you're actually struggling to get over and someone that you want to move on and that influencing your current dynamic in a relationship or just in general. And we could also be looking at a relationship that you've maybe just gone out of, still considering whether you want to be involved or not. So take what resonates. If you have another scenario that's coming up but you're here, do trust that there's a message for you in one of these piles. Here at the Priestess Sophia, we're all about you practicing your discernment, your judgment, and listening to your intuition. So when you're watching these readings, pay attention to your triggers. If you get triggered, ask why you get triggered. If something feels right, listen to that. If you get any other insights that come up when I'm working with my intuition, reading the cards, listen to the insights that come up for you, because that's the vision and the mission of this channel, to empower you to make better decisions using your intuition. If you'd like a private reading with me, I love doing those. I am an energy healer and healer, so my readings do take that sort of theme to it, and I give you practical guidance and steps that align with your highest good so that you can take the sort of steps and move in the direction that you want to move. So do check out the description box. If you're new, welcome. And if you're a returning subscriber, I'm very blessed, very excited, and very happy to have you here. I appreciate your support. And if you haven't yet, do remember to like and subscribe. It allows the energy flow in this channel. And it allows me to tap into your energy and be able to read better too. Alrighty, so we're going to jump straight into the pile picking. Pile 1 is this pile over here, which is going to be this selenite crystal. Pile 2 is going to be the center pile here, and this is this blue calcite crystal. And pile 3 is going to be this clear quartz crystal. So as you can see, beautiful beings, I've already pre-selected the piles. There are oracle cards and different tarot decks in each one, and I'll be looking at all of them in your reading. Now take a deep breath in and a slow exhale. Allow yourself to arrive in your body. Become aware of your own highest guidance, your intuition. Close your eyes. And some of you may have already picked a pile, seeing it jump out at you. Others may need to skim through all 3 piles and feel the energy of each and tap into which one feels right for you. And then others of you, you may open your eyes and note, once you open your eyes, which pile resonates with you. All right, beautiful beings, I'm sure you've picked a pile by now, and I'll see you in your reading. Hello, pile 1. Welcome to your reading. Welcome to the Priestess Sophia. If you're new, super excited to have you here. Do remember to like and subscribe if you resonate with the vision and mission of tapping into your own intuition while doing these card readings. Listen to the intro if you want to know more about that. If you've been here before, I'm so happy to have you here. And if you'd like a personal reading, do check out the description box. All right, so as you can see, I've already selected the piles. We've got some tarot. We're working with a traditional Rider-Waite for you. And then we've got your oracle cards over here, which is going to be a little bit more guidance, but might give us more insight into your situation as well. I'm going to put those over there. So we're looking at, why did they cheat? This could be a past relationship that you're struggling to get over, or one that's still relatively new. Take these messages how they resonate. Apply them to your situation. If they do not apply to you, that is fine. You're here to listen to your guidance too. All right, so the first 3 cards, so these ones over here, is going to be you in the space. This is the person that you're talking about, so your person. This is why they cheated. So I'm going to put that over there. And this is what you need to do about it. Okay, so. Alrighty. I'm already sensing that this is very likely our empath pile. Sorry about that, I kicked the camera, so I just had to make sure that everything was fine. So this is the sensitive pile, probably the empath pile. The reason I say that is because we've got the Queen of Cups over here. But what's interesting is she showed up in reverse. So the Queen of Cups, when she is in her power, she is compassionate. She's trusting her intuition. She is aware of her emotions, but she doesn't let them run her over or overwhelm her or overflow her, right? To work with a water imagery. She knows a proper give and take. She knows how to be compassionate without it burning her out, right? But when she is in reverse, she's overgiving. She's probably given too much of herself, given so much of herself that she's run out of her cup. She's overflowed. And it's interesting because we're getting lots of cup imagery here. Like the first thing I saw when I saw this was like, oh, lots of cups. Even though we've got 2 cup cards out of 3, that's the majority, but we've got 5 cups here, and we've got these 3 that are empty, and these 2 at the back, right? And this person looking at their cup. So the first sense I get with you, pile 1, is that you may have given a lot of your energy. I'm almost sensing almost too much of your energy in this space. You may actually feel quite lost, may feel like you have really just invested too much in this, especially a lot of emotional energy. You may actually feel quite scattered. I think this is coming through because we have the 5 of Wands here. And I think there may be a tendency to actually not only just give too much to a partner, but there feels like there's a family situation involved here where you might be the person in your family dynamic that is often always giving to everybody. I also feel like I'm talking to a lot of moms in this space where there are kids involved, and there may have been a lot of conflict within the family dynamic at this specific point too, which has caused you to have to almost be more emotionally available than you usually would be. It's very interesting. 5s may be a significance in this connection because we've got these 3 cards and we've got 5s punctuating the center card. 5s are also a lot about change. I feel some of you are born on the 5th of April. I don't know why that is specifically significant. If you are that person, do let me know in the comment section. I'm also hearing the name Michelle specifically. That may be you, that may be the person you're inquiring about, or it may actually be one of your kids. You will know. You will know. So this is specifically, that is coming through, Spirit is coming through very strongly that this message is for you. Interestingly enough as well, when I'm looking at the ground here, I never look at the ground in this card, but it looks quite trampled on. And I get the sense that there's this feeling of really being trampled on. So that's where your energy is at right now. I also do feel that it's very likely that the person that you may have been involved with, you may have even also had a family with this person, or there may have been the desire to start a family with this person. Now I'm going to open up the rest of the cards because I just feel like I need to do that. I think that's going to be a lot better. Okay. So if we're looking at your person's energy, the fact that this person might be a father is quite confirmed to me by the King of Pentacles. So where they're at the moment, interestingly enough, we've also got 10 of Wands in reversed here. So, and we've got Justice. So I feel like your person is actually moving more into a space. Whatever was happening in your dynamic was quite overwhelming for them. It seems like there was a lot of, I want to say old stress, old trauma, lots of work burdens, because we've got the King of Pentacles right next to the 10 of Wands that was going on within the dynamic. I think financial burdens were a massive thing within this dynamic as well. And I feel like they're moving out of that space because we have that 10 of Wands in reverse. And because we have the Justice on this side, I feel like they're coming to a space of finding more balance, and they're trying to look at things very objectively. So this is where your person is at. They are also looking at the relationship from a very sort of as much as possible balanced point of view. So looking at where were things good in this relationship, where were things bad in this relationship, where did I get what I wanted, where did I not get what I wanted. This person to me also feels quite selfish, because even if we look here, Queen of Cups is very emotionally oriented and might be very drawn to the emotional aspects of relationships, but not everybody's like that, right? Some people are really just looking for safety and stability and don't necessarily want to be romantic or emotionally engaged. And funnily enough, I'm getting that very strongly with this relationship as well, that your partner, this person that you're inquiring about, is more about what can I get from a relationship, like what do I see that I'm getting. And even though justice is really about balance, it's not necessarily about emotions, and I feel that that is very strongly where your person's at. For some of you, you're currently going through a legal battle with this person. Maybe there's a divorce that you're going through, divorce proceedings, and that is also why there's a lot of this objectivity and focus on very much the material aspect of things. And when I talk material, this is applying to the people who may be going through some sort of custody battle or even some sort of court case with this person, or even divorce. For others of you, material doesn't always mean the money and assets and that sort of thing. This person is also very specific about, like, I want to see what I'm getting in this relationship. Like, are we spending time going surfing? Because that's what I want to do. Am I able to sit and watch a movie with this person? So they're very like tactile in that way in how they approach a relationship. There's nothing bad about that. That's just how this person is. Okay, so now we're going to look underneath over here why they did what they did. So the first sense that I'm getting, because when I look at the Hanged Man, I'm feeling that this person was sort of going through some sort of identity crisis. And I even saw that when I saw this 10 of Wands here. The message that I got was, because when I saw this 10 of Wands in reverse, it's like this person was feeling like they weren't the type of person that they wanted to be, right? They didn't feel like who they, in their mind, believed themselves to be. So that was a big driver for them to cheat. It was like, I don't feel like I want to feel. And even though the Hangman doesn't specifically talk about that, that's what I saw when I saw these three cards together. It was also like this person was going through a perspective shift on their life completely and wanted some sort of a break from the reality of finances, from things being a burden, from things being too hectic. The reason I also say that even more is because we've got the 10 of Pentacles in reverse over here. So that confirms whatever situation is happening in specifically a family dynamic and long-term sort of family dynamic. I also just feel like this person started evaluating like whether they actually even really wanted to be committed to the long run of things. Because we've got two 10s here. I'm sensing a lot of resistance to commitment itself. This could be for those of you who weren't necessarily even in a longer-term partnership with this person. And for those of you who are in a partnership with this person, they started re-evaluating commitment. They started re-evaluating the ideas of what being together with someone for a long term and having a family with them actually meant. For some of you, this person has a fear of commitment, has a fear of the long term, has a fear of really investing their energy. For those of you where I feel like this person was actually in a relationship, like a marriage with you, I am feeling like past issues, like legacy issues that exist within the ancestral line coming from the father's side were brought up. And I feel like the father may have cheated on the mother. And that, because I just and see that coming up very strongly. And the mother in this situation was not necessarily, I don't want to say not strong, but wasn't what you'd call traditionally a strong sort of woman, and kind of just took it in a way, almost sort of chose her, and this could be triggering for some of you, so I'm warning you, a sort of low self-worth instead of choosing herself. And that kind of dynamic was very traumatic for this person that you're inquiring about when they were a child. But I don't think that that is in their conscious awareness. I think it might be coming to the surface, but It's not as of yet. That's what I'm getting. Yeah, so this person became very, because here with the Seven of Wands and in reverse, this person, when they started feeling like they weren't themselves anymore, they actually also stepped really out of their integrity. So they behaved in a way that wasn't actually in alignment with their conviction, with their belief, with who they were. I feel like for some, this person was feeling very much out of their power and questioning who they really were. And the cheating came as some sort of a way to explore themselves and explore different parts of them and make them feel like they were another person. So I almost want to say to you, pile one, this wasn't about you at all. This was very much around this person's idea of who they need to be and how they need to represent themselves and present themselves in reality. And I feel like there was a lot of conflict for them in terms of being defensive about who they were. And I feel that this actually, and this could be triggering for you, has provided them some sort of new perspective on being able to almost feel, and this doesn't apply to everyone, but reclaim some sort of manliness. And this could come very much from what happened in childhood, where there was a cheating sort of situation in their father's side dynamic that may have influenced their perception of actually what it means to be a man. So this is all happening within the, it's not happening consciously, it's happening in the subconscious space. All right, I hope that makes sense for you. Okay, so now I'm going to start, before I read your tarot over here, I want to open your oracle card. So you've got empty well. So just have a look at that. That also looks sort of like an eye, but you see the light at the bottom of the well there, and also the light at the end of the tunnel. You've got leadership. This is a very beautiful card. You see these three people walking up, and the swan. Well, not a swan, excuse me. I don't know why I said that. Swans are usually a sign for me for a potential for a new relationship that is very divine. But this is a dove. All right. And then we've got Father Sky. So we've got a lot of bird imagery coming up here. 2 cards with bird imagery. Okay. I'm just going to move these here so we have a little bit more space. And then we have, ooh, look at that. We've got the heart bind card. And then we've got healing family issues. Well, were we not just talking about that? Okay, so I'm going to put this right over there. And we're going to look at this part of the tarot over here for you. So this is what you need to do, pile 1. I wanted to say pile 3. So I'm feeling that pile 3 may also be useful for some of you. If it resonates, do go and check out pile 3. I haven't even recorded yet, but I feel like some of you are going to benefit from that reading as well. Okay, so what do you need to do? So for me, when I see this card, this isn't always about finding a new relationship that is romantic, especially because there was a lot of family dynamics that are coming up here. This is, I feel like you need to return to your friends. You need to find people who share the same sort of values as you. Because you're a lot more emotional, we've got more cups here. I feel like you need to get to a trusted friend who understands how you communicate emotionally. So you need to be with someone who understands you emotionally. I feel like that is a priority in a relationship for you. And I feel like when we look at the 5 of Cups here, and there's the 3 there, and then we've got the 2 cups behind there, and then the 2 cups here, it's about remembering what you do still have, and about also finding people who can share in that with you. I feel like here, because there's a tendency for you to have gotten involved in other people's sort of issues and maybe give too much of yourself, or overgive as a way to solve problems. It's time to find someone who can also just give you as much. And this doesn't have to be in another relationship with another person, romantically, but a soulmate, a friend. And I feel like there are friends that are there for you that can give you this. I do feel like it could very much, there's a sense of it being a fire sign in terms of a woman who could do this, or there could be a younger brother that could also be or someone who has the younger brother feel energy, a very stabilizing force, a Taurus or Virgo or Capricorn who could also come in with a lot of stability around that. So you're really being advised to go and have a chat with this person. I feel like you need to talk about how you're feeling. All right. The other thing is, when I see the guidance around this, is being able to look at how you invest in your relationships and the type of energy that you put in your relationships. So what I do feel is there's a usual kind of like ungrounded, scattered sort of way of dealing with things, which is why we have the 5 of Wands here. And I feel like what you're really being encouraged, also, this is coming through very strongly, is that there might even be a traditional feeling like, while I'm doing this reading, I feel like, why am I rushing so much? I feel like I'm really, really rushing as I'm doing this reading pile. And the camera's even checking when I say that. So I feel like what's very important is that for you, pile 1, you have to slow down a bit, because the Knight of Pentacles talks about a slower moving energy. So it's about grounding yourself. That means get back into your body, go take a walk on the beach, go outside, be in nature. I'm seeing the ground here again. We spoke about the ground earlier in the reading as well. You need to ground yourself, ground your energy, and take things slowly and reevaluate how you invest in the type of relationships that you invest and where you want to invest. Instead of five friends, minimize, bring it down to 2. Instead of trying to please everybody, please fewer people. Most importantly, starting with yourself. So the Queen of Wands tells me, my sweetheart, pile 1, I know when someone cheats on you, it is absolutely horrendous and it is painful, and it makes you feel like you're not good enough. It makes you feel unsexy. It makes you feel unattractive. It makes you go, why me? And it really does put you in this competition energy. And a lot of comparison can happen. But when I see the Queen of Wands coming up, it's reminding you about your sexiness. It's reminding you about your beauty. It's reminding you about your sexuality. The Queen of Wands is all about being in your personal power, your personal magnetism, and using and remembering that personal magnetism and your ability to attract a mate, attract other people, attract opportunities, and to be attractive in all ways possible. So this is coming up reversed. So what I'm sensing is that, yes, maybe your confidence and your sense of self has taken a knock. By taking a little bit more of a grounded and measured approach in how you approach your relationships, that's going to help your confidence a lot. But what you also need to do is, I feel like, go and dress up. Go and do something that's going to make you feel beautiful. Go and do something that's going to get you a little bit more in your feminine energy. What does that mean? It can be a very simple thing, putting on a little bit of makeup, going to get your hair done. If you're a man, you could do the same thing, but dress yourself up nicely. Do something that's going to appeal to making you feel good in your skin. Go and have a bath. Go get a pedicure. Go and get a massage. There's some sort of self-love treatment that really, really, really needs to happen now. This is your permission from Spirit to do that wholeheartedly. Okay, so that is what you're being advised to do. And then I can tell you, it's going to take some time. But 2 of Cups talks about good love coming in, right? Love is going to come in. Love that's going to see you as the beautiful man or woman that you are, and doesn't have to be gender specific, you know what I'm trying to say here, but is going to see you for who you are and is going to appreciate you for who you are. But you need to just take that time to just be with yourself. Give yourself that time. Give yourself that time and understand that it will take time, and it's going to take consistent effort too. Sometimes I feel like we want to just do a pick a card reading and get the answers and then feel better, and have someone, even when we hear what we want to hear, right? You do a pick a card reading and someone tells you they're going to come back, and then you're like, okay, cool, I heard what I wanted to hear, but I still don't feel great. That's because there's a deeper sort of time that you need with yourself, beautiful being. All right, pile 1. So let's see what else. So we've got your love life benefits as you forgive your parents. So as I said earlier, that from your person's side, they may have been cheating. It might be mirrored for you. Where has that happened before? Is there this sort of dynamic within your family space? For some of you, the answer is an absolute no. I'm actually feeling that quite strongly. But for others of you, what's actually happened is somehow in the family dynamic for you, you've had to be around a lot of conflict and been the empath in the family. And I feel what has often happened for you, pile 1, is that you may have actually had to drain, process, and become like the plug, like the bath's plug, or I don't know what you'd call it in I don't know how you would say it in the US, guys. Like when you pull out like when you drain the water in the bathtub, you're that person who's dealt with everybody's stuff and been the drain for everybody's things that they've gone through. And that's something that's happened since you were a child, and that's a dynamic that you may be carrying into your own family dynamic as now. And it's for you to go back and see, is that true for me? Have I always tried to be the mediator? Have I also tried to take on everybody else's emotions? Am I in the habit of feeling everybody else's stuff and feeling it on behalf of them? Now, there may be a lot of anger and guilt and resentment also sitting in the body that I'm feeling very strongly for a lot of you. The reason I also say this is because I'm seeing, when I look at this empty well, I'm seeing this red and orange and yellow colors here, which for me is talking about those chakras. So we're talking about sacral chakra, we're talking about the solar plexus chakra, and I'm feeling like there might be a lot of anger and resentment sitting there. If this resonates, let me know in the comment section, pile 1. I would love to hear your story. That needs to be acknowledged too. And for you, I know that forgiveness a lot of the time people just go like, okay, so but how do I just forgive? What I would say to you is complete the feeling first. So you can't forgive. Forgiveness is a step in the process of healing. So allow yourself to feel what you need to feel. You're clearly a big feeler. And look at what you need to feel. Examine it, understand it, but don't indulge yourself in it, right? And then once you can get to the point where you can see how maybe your past family dynamics have affected you, Spirit is really asking you to become the leader of your life. Again, we have 3 here. We have 3 here. So 333 could also be a sign in this connection, and could be your soul talking to you about a particular pattern that you also need to heal, that could be coming from a past life, because I am seeing 333 here. This card is also 51, so 5s again coming up very strongly. So when I see these 3 here, I'm seeing like a paper doll kind of pattern, where you may actually also be going from, this could be a past life sort of pattern of choosing the same sort of partners. It is now time to lead yourself, as you can see, into the light. You're going to be guided doing that, because we're seeing this bird here. Birds might also be a big sign for you. A lot about liberation and freeing yourself too. The eagle as well. And the reason I'm saying you're being guided to a different sort of pattern and a different sort of way of doing things is because we have these 2 birds coming through here. If you're seeing birds, your angels are with you and they're trying to lead you to something different. Father Sky here is trust in the unknown. So pile 1, you might be feeling like, Priestess Sophia, I don't know how to move forward. How you move forward, as we've discussed here, follow this advice. Self-care, talk about how you feel. It's time for you to put yourself first. It's time for you to believe in yourself. You have a bigger purpose here, pile 1. And I'm seeing that very strongly in terms of here with this 7 card here. 7 is also a very spiritual number. And this is the heart-mind. So the heart-mind card talks about getting in touch with your intuition and asks you to start operating more from a heart-centered space. So that is listening to your heart, listening to what your soul wants to tell you. Some of you might be healers, some of you might be counselors, some of you also might even have your own tarot channel. Some of you might be empaths. And that might not even be a profession for you. It could also be just in the way that you are, in the way that you listen, in the way that you express yourself. And you're being asked to listen to your heart too, and what your heart wants to tell you also about this connection. Are you listening to your heart? It would be a good idea for you to maybe lie on your bed, put your hand on your heart and feel how it feels when it is beating. Some of you, that is this all you need to do, simple exercise. All right, so I'm going to get to this card. This card is quite profound. And what this card talks about here is empty well, time to replenish. So remember, pile 1, I spoke a lot about now's the time for you to be doing some self-care, right? Focusing on yourself. But what this card also talks about is that the situation here, there's nothing left in this situation anymore. So if you are still holding on to this person, You're going to make your own judgments, but I'm going to read the cards and what I'm getting with the cards and the intuitive messages that I'm getting here now. If this resonates for you, take it. If it doesn't, if you can feel that this is a strong no for you, you don't have to take it on. But it's time to let this situation be. It's time to let the situation be as it is. This well is empty. What you've had before may have been beautiful and nourishing and shown you something, but I feel like Spirit has a plan for you. Spirit has a plan for you that is much greater than you can see now, and you really are being asked to trust in that beautiful pile one. This card is also talking about taking the time to look after yourself and nurture yourself and get back to what you actually need. It says time to replenish. It's either time to leave a pattern behind, to leave a person behind, or a situation behind. And when I'm talking about pattern, it's also how do you see yourself? Often when we choose these partners that hurt us, it's because we have a particular perception of what we deserve and what we think is okay. It doesn't always have to be conscious. Sometimes it's sitting in the subconscious. So where is it that you possibly aren't actually really listening to your heart and focusing on what you potentially may have learned in some tricky family dynamics? Also, if this person has used abuse and manipulation on you, it's time for you to also realize that is a nonsense story and you do not have to take it on. You are no longer required to give in this space. You are only required right now to give to yourself. That is going to help you to heal immensely and help you attract that love that you want in many shapes and forms, and also for you to reclaim yourself and how you feel about yourself. Pile one, this has been an absolutely beautiful reading. I feel like it has been very affirming. It feels very solid to me. If you would like a personal reading, do check out the description box and please support this channel by liking and subscribing. It has been an honor to read your cards. May you be blessed. May you follow your beautiful heart, pile one. And I'm sending you lots of love. And I'll see you in your next reading. Bye. Hello, pile two. Welcome. This is your reading if you chose the blue calcite. This is such a beautiful stone. I really, really love it. If this is your first time at the Priestess Sophia, welcome. I'm very excited to have you here. Hear it about you following your own intuition. So do listen when these messages come up. How do they feel in your body? What do they make you think of? Listen to your own insights and don't be afraid of doing that. That is completely fine. And then also, if you haven't yet, do remember to like and subscribe. And if you would like a personal reading, do check out the description box. My readings do take a bit of a healing sort of dynamic to it. So they help you look at what are the best next steps and practical approaches for you and for your highest good, right? Okay, so we're going to be looking at your tarot first, and then we are going to look at your oracle cards. So as you can see, as I'm placing out the cards, these are quite big cards, so I'm going to take out the oracle cards right at the end. That this section over here is looking at your energy at the moment. This is the person that you're talking about or inquiring about. This is why they cheated. And then this over here is what you need to do about it, because we're talking about your energy here. Okay, so for what's coming up first here is, I feel at the moment that your priority is very much on, okay, so what's getting, I feel like you also, for some of you, you actually may have been the one that cheated or was unfaithful. There's no judgment, but that is coming through here. So I do feel some of you that have picked this reading and have picked this pile right now, that is something that you're actually dealing with. The other side is, I do feel some of you are focusing on two things at the moment. One is being a mom and focusing on your career. And so being a mom and focusing on your career. And then the other thing is that you could be a mom and actually studying something. Or you are studying something, not a mom, but you could also be studying something that is actually focused on very much on your career, or you've just started a very new business venture, and I feel that you may have really been inspired by this breakup or this cheating in this relationship, because what I'm seeing is like the Three of Water. I feel like maybe you even had a child with this person, or were thinking to have a child with this person, or you and this person were very good friends and the friendship was very important to you. And after what happened in the dynamic between the two of you, I think it spurred you on to really focus on your dreams. So I'm really feeling that this pile is in a strong space. You may be asking about a past partner who cheated on you, and you kind of moved past it mostly, but you're still thinking about them, and you've clicked on this reading because you want greater clarity on actually how you need to move forward. I must say, this reading, there's a lot of messages coming through this specific, all the piles so far. Pile 1 was also a lot of messages coming through, and I feel like where you are, you have found a clearer direction about how you'd like to move forward. You're focusing on your reality. You might also be focusing a lot on manifestation and manifesting new things, and it's actually been quite successful. I feel like you're seeing a lot of results, whether that's with your business, whether that's with your studies, whether that's with your manifestation. I'm seeing that very much with this beautiful Queen of Earth here, and how she's sort of bringing things very much into being. And if you haven't yet, I feel like you may even start very strongly on a manifestation journey. And I feel like this breakdown in this relationship, what has transpired here, has really given you clarity on what it is that you want from a relationship, how you want to be treated, what it is that you want from life, and how you want to approach life itself. So very beautiful energy. I do, however, feel, because what's coming up here, and I was going to look at this last, is we still have the Three of Water here and the Three of Air. So as the previous pile, funnily enough, also we have the Death card coming up here, which is the release card in this deck. But number 13, 333 is also very strong in this pile. And that may be a sign for you and Spirit actually speaking to you about this relationship. I do feel that this person that you've been involved with, I'm now being pointed to the major arcanas, because we have the Dreamer, that is the Fool. So the Dreamer over here. And we have Release over here, which is Death. And we've got Life Experience, which is Judgments, the Ego, and the Chariots coming through very strongly. That I do feel that this was a divinely guided connection. I do feel like we could have our twin flame pile here, as well as strong soulmate energy, and for some of you, karmic relationships. But it is definitely some sort of divine connection where there was a lot of love in this connection. I'm feeling very strong friendship as well. A lot of the time, twin flame connections are not very sexual or hot and heavy, but those are more often karmic relationships, but they're very strongly bonded in just how you love the person in terms of a friend, and the intimacy that comes with that. So what I'm really feeling is that this is this pile here. Please do let me know in the comment section if that resonates. That's coming through pretty strongly. But where your energy still is, I do still feel, as much as you've moved into a space of positivity and creating more and bringing things into fruition, and you've gotten a lot of clarity on what you want for your life, I do feel what would be very good for you is there needs to be a release in the heart space. There needs to be a release in the heart space, pile 2. I feel like we're not necessarily, what I want to say here, I feel like singing and chanting might be good for you, because we have a blue stone that's going to help you release what needs to come out in the heart. Let me know in the comment section if that resonates. Speaking to yourself in the shower is something that you possibly do as a manifestation technique, something that you could actually really help yourself with, but also speaking the releases in the shower, because then you can visualize the water washing away whatever release needs to happen. Let me know in the comment section if you tried that and how that feels for you. Could be very useful. All right, let's look at your person. So your person, the first thing that I'm getting, funnily enough, even this is just a channeled message coming through, this person is really feeling bad, I feel, about whatever they did. I don't actually feel that this person, I know maybe in pile 1 I never addressed this, but I feel for you it has been quite an important needing to know whether this person is with the other person. I don't feel that if this person is still with the person who they cheated on you with, I feel like they were not really that serious about this person. And I do also feel that the person that they may be involved with is quite manipulative and is keeping them in quite a low vibration. And I feel like you're aware of that. But what I must say is that is not something that you need to fix. But I think you do know that. I think you've come to that realization. This person, so we've got you being unable, unwilling to make a decision, a stalemate, pretending there's no problem. So we've got that in reverse. So what I do feel is that this person was in denial about their decision making. I feel like they may have known actually on some level what they were doing, because we've got the judgment card here. So we've got two twos. So 222 may also be a sign in this relationship. I feel like it might even have been that the last time that you saw this person, you actually saw the number 222. I feel like it was on a box or something, on a box, a packaging kind of box, or like a box where you'd move things in, a cardboard box. Let me know in the comment section if that resonates. Or you may have recently seen a cardboard box with 222 on that's speaking to you. I feel like what happened with this person was there was a massive, the life experience card. This is not the judgment card. This is actually the Tower. My apologies. So I do feel that there was a massive shift in this relationship, and it was a divinely guided shift. That's why this is very much this spiritual pile. I feel like whatever happened, I feel like you may have even had a sense and an inkling that this was going to happen, and the breakup happened, and it may have even been that there was a breakup before there was a cheating, right? But whatever happened still felt like some sort of a cheating, or that there was not a traditional sort of cheating that happened in this relationship. Like it wasn't clear that the person cheated on you, but they betrayed your trust somehow. And this person was blind to that whilst you were together. And then something brought about a big shift in the relationship that caused the two of you to actually break up. And this person at that time was also going through a massive shift in their life that they were resisting. And I feel like they're still currently sort of resisting that, but I feel that they're coming out of that energy. I feel like they've also not really 100% made peace with what has happened between the two of you. And what I wanted to say right when I started tapping into the energy, this person is still thinking about you. I think this person thinks about you. I think this person feels really bad about what they did. And I feel like there might have even been some communication back and forth recently, or when you first broke up, where this person may have come in with a lot of nasty, immature, lots of fiery messages. Like I feel like message after 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 message after, but this person wasn't actually really expressing how they really felt. This person gets stuck in their mental space. I say that because we have Page of Air, we have Two of Air, we've got Queen of Air. So not really going into the emotional space. Really struggles to be in the emotional space and quite egocentric. So this is the Devil card, right? But it comes up as ego here. I feel this person also tends to wear a false mask, pretends to be someone else in a relationship, and maybe even with a lot of different other people, pretends to be who the person needs them to be. So when it comes down to why they did what they did, it's because of that reason. I feel like the person that they ended up cheating on you with may have actually drawn them in and lured them in and kind of manipulated them into this space. And because they're such a people pleaser, and I feel like they get a lot of sort of energy, feed on other people's energy in the way that they need other people's attention for validation, that may have been, they may have found themselves in an energy dynamic where this person may have used their charms, their wiles, or even just been quite manipulative and even said terrible things about you that may have drawn them in. I do feel that this person may also have some issues around their relationship with sex, how they engage with sex, how they feel about sex. Maybe there's a lot of guilt that could also come into that space. I do also feel that what was happening in this situation, the cheating was a very sexual sort of cheating. It was very lustful. It was not based in love. If you're wondering if this person loves the other person, I do not feel that. I feel like there was some sort of a kind of like a boost, a false boost, because we get Charity, and Charity talks about achievement, self-discipline, and willpower, public recognition, but it's coming up reversed, and we've got the ego card, so the Devil card there too. So it was very superficial. Whatever this whoever this person cheated on with, very superficial, very much about people pleasing, very much about just feeding the ego, very much about escaping my patterns of behavior, escaping my people pleasing tendencies, escaping my my inferiority in myself. And also, I feel like for some of you, this person may have an alcohol addiction, and may even be smoking way more pot than they should be smoking, and may even have some sort of a drug addiction as well. So the relationship, the cheating, is also fueled by that dopamine fix that the person may have gotten from being with someone else in a relationship, and that's why they cheated. I do feel that this person has a lot of growing up to do. This person is very intelligent, very smart, knows how to speak really well, but is not clear in their thinking and not clear in their decision making, and is not clear in how they actually decide things and what is driving it. It is very impulse driven, and I feel that here with the Chariot, and I feel that that is what this person was doing, really much going on impulses. And the break up between the two of you, however that happened, I feel was to spur them into this almost, I don't want to say deep, dark pit of despair, but that's kind of what it feels like, for them to discover their ego, for them to discover, if you can see with this card here, this person's wearing a mask, for them to discover this mask. I don't feel that they're 100% there yet, but they've made progress, because Two of Air is like sort of coming out of that stalemate space. And because we have logical, honest, impulsive, curious here, I feel like some insights are coming from what has happened here, what has transpired. Okay, that is a lot of messages. I need to drink some water. Okay, so for you, in the center, we've got Three of Air. So this was the sorrow we were talking about. So Three of Air is the Three of Cups. So it's great sadness, take time to heal, the need to forgive yourself or others. So forgiveness came up as a little bit in pile 1, but it's coming up here too in pile 2. But here the forgiveness is really about the self. I feel like you, because we spoke about decision making, may have been judging your own sort of decision making. Okay. You did the best that you could in the time that things happened. You were also meant to learn things here. And what is most important for you, pile 2, is to allow yourself to learn what you needed to learn through this experience. This is also why we have life experience coming through here. A significant life event, a powerful revelation that leads to change. Time to spread your wings. And right underneath it, we've got the Queen of Air. So for me, that's telling me as well that for you, it's also for you to learn about your decision making too. Okay, the cards are punctuated by the Dreamer and Release. So this is Death. The Dreamer is full. So we've got Death is about transformation, but it's also about endings and beginnings, right? Because with each end comes a new beginning, or an opportunity for a new beginning. And then here we've got the new beginning. We've got this reversed, okay, for both of them. But these energies are available to you here. So what I'm trying to say here is, in order for you to get the best new beginning, which is also what you're manifesting and what you're focusing on, and like wanting to bring, I feel like you're wanting to bring what it is that you're wanting to be in terms of love, career, money. You want to bring those things in for yourself. I feel like there's a decision that's been made. Allow yourself to just let go of the sadness and forgive yourself for the sadness that you feel toward yourself. Because some of you might not even be feeling sad about this guy. Are you sad about what happened to you? And are you sad that maybe you abandoned yourself? Ask yourself that question, pile 2. I think it's very important for you. So when we're looking here, the end of a phase of a situation, spiritual transformation, time to move on. So yes, this was a spiritual lesson. This was for you to expand and become that manifester that you are, that amazing queen of earth, that amazing queen of pentacles that you are, that ability to bring into being what it is that you want to bring into being. And again, the hooter goes off. Someone's tooting in the background. I feel like that's like, yes, pile 2. Okay, so here we get a leap of faith, follow your dreams, unexpected opportunities. There we go. So I feel like what Spirit is trying to say to you is this ending was necessary. The way this experience that you had was there for transformation. Allow yourself to be with the mourning of what was, mourn what was lost, mourn what was, but then allow yourself to follow where your dreams want to take you. Believe in yourself. Believe in the things that you are wanting to bring into your life, because you have this beautiful energy of newness that is coming. Look at these strong energies of transformation and newness that wants to enter your reality. Allow them to be there. Awesome. Let's take a look at your oracle cards. Okay, wow, we've got repairing the veil. So there we've got forgiveness again. So what I'm going to do with these, let's see how we're going to do this. I'm just going to move all of these over here. Okay, they may be a bit off camera now, but it is just going to be like that. And I'm just going to have to, so we've got forgiveness, repairing the veil. We've got higher self. Wow. Truth, and that's 21, which turns into 3. So 3 is a really big card number here for you. Pile 2. Oh, look at that. We've got High Priestess. Oh, this is definitely a very spiritual pile. Definitely those on a twin flame journey. Those who are here for massive spiritual growth and massive spiritual transformation. Okay, then we've got 39. This is the puzzle piece card. Talks about things coming together. And then we've got engagement. Your love life is ascending to a higher level of commitment. Okay, so what I want to say about this is about your spiritual growth. This is about you having gone through this experience so that you can move to a higher level, to up level yourself, to up level your spiritual growth. I feel like there's some sort of spiritual initiation that's come through in this. It's teaching you about your ability to manifest. It's teaching you about your intuition. It's teaching about you to be able to see into the future by focusing on what it is that you're focusing on right now. This card talks about things haven't always made sense, but they will eventually. You've got to allow to just let the puzzle pieces, let the cards fall, let the pieces fall as they may, and just keep focusing on your vision. Things might not be making sense, even if it's in terms of maybe you have started a new business, maybe you have moved in a new space, maybe you've started manifesting things, but a whole bunch of pieces are like, but this has been great, but this hasn't been great. Everything is actually exactly the way that it needs to be. You just need to stay in alignment with your truth. A lot of what has happened in this relationship has been about you discovering your light, has about you being able to spiritually transform, has about you being able to step into what it is that you truly want to bring into being. You're there. Listen to the truth within you. Manifest the way you need to manifest. Do things the way that you need to do them. Truth, speak your truth. Throw chakras about your truth, living in your truth. Live as who you are. Be who you are. Trust your light. You don't have to do things the way that other people do things. I feel like you're a very wise person, but you don't necessarily always listen to yourself. Okay. What other card? Yes. So this is an exceptionally powerful card. So when I was preparing the piles, I saw this card come out. And when I saw this card come out for pile 2, I'm seeing someone who has a very long braid or has a lot of braids as well in their hair. This is very much for you specifically, person. Let me know in the comment section if this resonates. The reason I'm also bringing this up is because I feel like you have probably clicked on this reading to really have a special message come through. This High Priestess even has braids here. You have wisdom beyond your years, and you need to stop doubting yourself. You need to forgive yourself for the mistakes that you've made in the past and move with what I don't even want to say with your heart, but your truth. There's a light inside of you that wants to shine bright. You know what it is that you want to say. You know what it is that you need to do. Go and do it. All right. Repairing the veil. So specifically for this pile, and I know it's very difficult if someone has cheated on you and betrayed you. I feel like this person, what they've done, yes, they were wrong. I'm not saying they weren't wrong. But what I also feel is that a lot of what has come out of this cheating has been very beneficial for you. It's taught you about your own truth. And for you to move on, because you are looking at deeper spiritual lessons than other people, self-forgiveness needs to happen, but also forgiveness of this other person. So it's in a way of, where have I maybe been mean to myself? Where have I been harmed? And where has this person's probably also harmed themselves in doing what they've done. And I don't even know if they're aware of it. I actually do feel that they're aware of it. They just don't believe that they're good enough for what it is that they really want. And for you, it's to almost take on that perspective. It's available for you if you want, or a similar sort of perspective, and forgive them for what has happened. Not saying that they shouldn't have cheated on you and that it's okay, but to see, I want to say the bigger picture, but it's even more than that, that there's an interconnectedness to how everything happens and why things happen, and that this cheating is not even real. It's an illusion, but an illusion that is there to teach you a very strong message about yourself. Now, for those of you who are still very much in your sorrow and your sadness, don't deny your truth just because of what I've said, because it can be very easy to go, okay, she said the cheating was an illusion, so whatever, I don't have to do healing, it's okay, I can spiritually bypass. I'm not saying that. What I am saying is understand the truth of what's happened here, the deeper truth of what's happened here, the spiritual truth of what's happened here, but also still honor yourself. Honor yourself by forgiving yourself, and also honor this whole experience that is really going to help you. All right. Pile 2. This was a very beautiful message. I feel like you are going to bring a lot of great manifestations into your life. And this card is just coming through that an engagement being with, for some of you, you might be in a new relationship. This relationship is going to move to a space where it is going to level up. You are leveling up. And you're going to bring into your life relationships that are going to level up and be on the same sort of level as where you are. That's where your focus also needs to be. Pile 2, if you'd like a personal reading, do check out the description box. I'd be happy to read for you. And it has been an absolute privilege, pleasure, and joy to read your cards today. I'm super excited for you. If you haven't yet, do remember to like and subscribe. And I will see you in your next reading, Pile 2. Bye. Hello, Pile 3. Welcome. This is your reading if you've chosen this crystal quartz. I'm just going to put it over here. Alrighty, so if this is your first time at the Priestess Sophia, welcome. I'm super excited to have you here. Here we're all about you following your own intuition. So do listen to any sort of messages that really feel right to you. Feel how that feels in your body. If you're feeling triggered, pay attention to that too. Why are you triggered? Ask yourself, why am I triggered? Be curious about these things. Allow yourself the opportunity to grow. Okay, this needs to go here. Sorry, my mistake. And allow yourself the opportunity to discover more about yourself. That is very, very important. Okay. If you haven't yet, do remember to like and subscribe. And if you'd love a personal reading, do check out the description box. All right. Okay, so we're looking at different sections here. We're looking at why did they cheat and what you need to do about it. Okay. So this section over here, these 3 cards on top, that's you. These 3 cards over here on the right-hand side it's them. Below that is why they did what they did. And then this is your advice, what you need to do now. And then these cards over here are your oracle cards, which will just give us further insight into the situation, other messages, and maybe some other guidance that needs to come through. Okay, so I do feel like this has inspired some sort of a spiritual awakening in you. Okay, we have the 6 of Pentacles. So I feel like this person may have actually fooled you a lot with gifts. I don't know why that's coming through quite strongly, but I feel like this person may have given you a lot of gifts, made a lot of promises, and they turned out to be a lot of empty sort of promises. I feel like you may have also had a lot of hopes and ideas and visions for how this relationship was going to play out, like a lot. Like I feel like a lot. I feel like you guys together may have even discussed how things were going to play out, and you made future plans and they didn't grow out like what was expected here. It's coming upside down. I do feel that you have not, this wasn't a very reciprocal relationship too. So that's why I say, if this person gave gifts, it was gifts, but they didn't really act on their actions. They said they were going to do things, but they didn't act on their actions. But then they take you out at dinner, or then they buy you something. And that was sort of like the kind of dynamic in the relationship. I also feel that you need to check your investments. For some of you, that's going to resonate. I don't know why that's coming out, but you really just need to do that. I feel like, because we've got death here, okay? And we've got this vulture imagery, and I'm being told that that's very important. I feel like the person you may have been with may have been an energy vampire, and I'm also feeling, I don't like saying this, but if you resonate with the term narcissist and you feel like this person that you're involved with may have been that, then this is your pile. But I do feel like there was a lot of energy vampirism going on here. Also very sexual, very spicy sort of connection. And I'm seeing that with the Daughter of Wands, which is the Page of Wands here. So it was quite passionate. So we had the passion, we had the gifts, but we didn't have the promises being kept, the words being kept, the truth being kept. I feel like there was a lot of lies in this relationship. I feel like this person actually lied quite a bit, and I feel like you may have picked up on it several times. The reason I say that is because we have the snake imagery here, and we have the snake imagery here. And then the swords and the wands are standing out quite a bit. So I do feel that you may also feel very much like you were stabbed in the back. But I also feel that you may have, I'm sorry, pile 3, this feels just very intense. This has been a very intense situation for you. And I'm so sorry. I just want you to know that as much as a pick a card reading can feel very impersonal, I am feeling that this has been difficult. Okay? I feel for some of you there may even be a child involved, and for others of you this is relating to a deeply, deeply vulnerable, personal childhood issue. There feels like a strong violation of trust in this pile as well, like a massive, I know in any situation cheating is a violation of trust, but this is deeper. It feels like something was taken from me and stolen from me, and something very precious and sacred. For some of you that's going to resonate on a much deeper level relating to the sacral chakra. And I feel like there may have been, I want to say, a loss of innocence that's coming through here. For some of you, I feel like there may have been a child that's been affected through this relationship, and it could also just be your inner child. But I also feel that this could be touching on deeper trauma as well, and I just want you to be mindful of that and wary of that for yourself too. I feel like for some of you, you may have lost a child recently, or someone that feels like a child. For others of you, it's also very important to get more in touch with your inner child, because she specifically, if you identify as a masculine, your child is coming through for their feminine energy to be acknowledged, because I'm using this deck specifically for this reading, and it's coming up as the daughter. So it's feminine energy. It's feminine energy that was fed on and stolen. That's what this feels like. And there needs to be some mourning around that. There needs to be a deep mourning and acknowledgement in yourself around that. I feel like you may already be doing that, but you're struggling with it, struggling with that sort of death. And that is fine. It is completely fine to be wherever you are, pile 3, and I'm sending you a lot of love and a lot of healing. Okay, the reason I even feel this more strongly is because we've got this beautiful lamb energy here coming through. Although it is on your person's side, your person at the moment, I feel, is in a very healing space. So again, lots of feminine energy coming through again, because we have the Empress in reverse here. We also have the Ace of Swords. I feel like there's a denial coming through. So your person may have stepped back from the issue. So this is specific. For one person, or a few of you, there's a denial. This person is in denial about however maybe your child may have been affected, or how their actions have affected you, because it feels like a massive violation. And this is because this person themselves had a very disconnected relationship with their mother. I say that because we have the Empress in reverse. So there's some sort of emptiness in their life. And this person needs to take from others and feed from others in order. And this is it's to feel better about themselves. This is not everybody, right? So take that if it resonates. For others, this person, their relationship with their mother, they didn't get the type of nurturing and nourishing that they needed. And I feel that there was a lot of anger in the relationship with their mother, and they felt maybe very spiritually connected to their mother, and their mother might have really been a very spiritual person. But I'm also feeling that the mother may have also died in a way that was very, I want to say controversial, but also quite taboo and sensitive and soft as well. And I feel that this person may have been very much involved in that. And as a sort of coping mechanism, this person has developed ways and means of treating other people so that they can avoid closeness. But this is a truth because we've got the Ace of Swords here, right? I feel like they've lied to themselves a lot about this, but I think it's a truth that is coming up for them. And the reason I say that is because they are in the Four of Swords energy in the upright, and we can see this lamb here, and the lamb can also relate a lot to Christ consciousness, awakening. But I feel that there's an awakening happening in this person and a healing happening around this person, around the events that have happened in their childhood that has affected how they've behaved, but also between the two of you and the lack of nurturing that they may have given you, and also that they don't really know how to give. I don't feel like this person necessarily knows how to do that. Okay, this person, why did they cheat? I don't even think that they know, to be honest with you. I don't think they know. I really don't. The reason I say that is because we have it just feels like that, because we have the moon. So there's confusion, right? And there's deeper subconscious issues here at play, which is why I was talking so much about the mother relationship. And I think it may need to do with that. Although this is the Eight of Pentacles, it's coming up in reverse, and this talks about work and details and skill. But because we have a spider coming through, that's often my sign for some sort of shadow work and deeper understanding and the patterning of the way things work. And I feel the subconscious understanding of my patterning and the way that I make choices, it wants to rise to the surface for this person. We have Four of Cups here, so lots of self-doubt, a lot of denial, a lot of ratty behavior. Like this person's engaged in a lot of ratty behavior. So what I want to say is this is just a pattern, a subconscious pattern. This cheating is a subconscious pattern that is playing out on a level like you wouldn't believe. And it's a subconscious pattern to cope with feelings of inadequacy. This person lies to themselves a lot because we have the moon here and we have the Ace of Swords in reverse. I feel like they lie to themselves a lot. They lie to themselves about the healing that they've done. I feel like this person also feels quite inadequate about their skills and their abilities, and may even use cheating. I feel like this could be someone who's cheated multiple times. If they haven't cheated on you multiple times, you will know that. By the way, I set the intention of only saying things that you are really aware of or suspect. But I'm not telling you anything you don't know. I also feel that this person may have cheated on previous partners too. So that it's sort of like this is what they do. And that's why they did it. This is exceptionally not personal. I feel this person has a lot of healing to do. This person has a lot of shadow work specifically that they need to do. They don't have to get mired in that. You never have to be mired in shadow work. Shadow work should be empowering. It shouldn't keep you stuck. But there are things here, because I'm just seeing a lot of trees in the dark. So what has been planted in the dark that's allowed something to grow? So there are darker things here that is sitting in this person's mind. And I remember how I said that there's some sort of dark issue here that has resulted in a pattern of behavior. You all know what I'm talking about. If you would like and you'd like to share your story, do let me know in the comment section. But you are under no obligation to. But if you know what I'm talking about, just let me know. The darkness resonates. You understand what I mean. Alrighty, pile 3. That was quite deep. So what do you need to do? Now, when I was tapping into your energy earlier, pile 3, I could feel that there was a lot of deep wounding that happened here for you. And I feel that this may be triggering a deep childhood wound for you, because we have a daughter again here. So you might have a daughter, and she might be a very strong reflection of your own inner child. Or you may have friends who have a lot of daughters, and they're showing up in your reality, and you might be spending a lot of time with them because they are signaling you back to your own inner child. And some sort of violation that happened to you, it doesn't have to be a taboo kind of thing, but something that felt very massively like you were stolen from, something was taken from you, right? And maybe that's your sense of self. Maybe it's the way that you think was judged. Maybe the way that you view the world, because I do feel like you are actually going through an awakening now through having this experience. And an awakening not doesn't always have to be spiritual. It could be an awakening to a deeper sense of self and a deeper sense of understanding. So we have the Daughter of Swords coming up in reverse. So I don't feel like you're being, because I said there's a lot of deception here, and there's a lot of, and that this person's being dishonest, but I feel like the same thing is kind of happening to you. I feel like you need to be honest with yourself about your boundaries, and honest with yourself about where your boundaries have been violated and crossed. And my voice is shaking when I say that. You need to know, we've got the 10 of Swords here, that the worst is over. But I feel like boundaries here are exceptionally important, because the Mother of Swords is the Queen of Swords. She's often my card for boundaries. And we've got these two owls that are coming through here. So I feel like you're not listening to your own wisdom, and you're really being guided to listen to your own wisdom. There's some deep inner wisdom here that wants to come through, that wants to say something to you. I feel like you don't trust your judgments around this space. I feel that you have made this, like, you have ideas about this person and ideas about this relationship. And I almost want to tell you, it's okay for you to trust what you think and feel about a situation. You will attract a new love. You will have new love. It's okay for you to say no to an experience. It's okay for you to allow an experience to end. It doesn't mean you're never going to find someone else again, pile 3. It doesn't mean that because you say no to this, that there's never going to be another person. You know, when you're hungry, right, and then you've eaten, and if someone were to bring you another plate of food, you're not just going to eat that plate of food because you're like, there's never going to be food again. You know that there's going to be food again. You will be fed again. You will be nourished again. But I feel that what's very strong here is for you is acknowledging firstly the ideas and perspectives that you have about this, and then very much your boundaries, needing to really honor your boundaries in this space and your own integrity, and where you feel that you've been violated, not only now but also in the past. And the reason I say that is because of the 2 owls. So I'm seeing like past wisdom that's been ignored. There's no judgment about that. You did the best that you could, but to remember that you can trust your guidance that's coming from within. You can trust your wisdom, and you can trust the lessons that have come out of this, and be honest with yourself about that. And don't rush. I feel like you might be rushing through your healing too much, because The Page of Swords can also talk about a little bit of delays in information. You might also be expecting communication from this person. The reason that the communication is delayed is so that you can get real and truthful about why the situation happened for you. Not focusing on why they made the decision, but why the situation happened for you. I feel like journaling is going to be exceptionally useful for you. So please do that and write down all the thoughts. Even if they're negative, write them down and burn them and release them. They need to get out of your head. I feel like there might be a lot of like negative self-talk that is also coming to the surface through this relationship and this experience. And it's not your fault, my sweetheart. Path 3, it's not your fault at all. And you're really being asked to release that. Wow, again, bird, perfect storm, the courage to step into life. 44, your angels are around you. So 444 might be oh wow, we've got another master number, 33. 444 might be an indication. 333 might also be. 333 is throughout all of these piles. So discipline, okay? This is talking about, so I spoke a lot here about your ideas and your perceptions about things. So maybe there is something that you want to write about this as well. I spoke a lot about journaling. Maybe this is teaching you. Maybe this is coming through as a lesson for you to also use in a book or an essay or something that you want to write. Or you're reading a book currently that is teaching you a lot about boundaries and about self-love and about self-respect. Maybe you've also been doing a lot of research about narcissism if you are resonating with that message that came through earlier. If that does resonate, you need to read up about how that actually affects your mind and how it affects how you see things, because having that information is going to give you a clearer understanding of why your mind may be working the way that it is. Because if someone has emotionally manipulated you, and even if someone has cheated on you, there's an effect that it has on our psychology. And reading about these things is going to give you like a framework and give you a sort of understanding of that, right? I feel like there could be a lot going on around you, and this card is really asking you to, if there's a new thing that you want to do. So remember I spoke about that idea and about writing and all of that and trusting your ideas. If you know what I'm talking about, that leap into it, jump into it immediately. Don't let others' decisions about how they treat other people with a lack of respect and a lack of integrity affect how you treat yourself and treat your dreams and what you want for your life. Go for the things that you want. If that doesn't resonate, there may be a lot of things that are happening around in your life, but you're being called to come back to yourself, come back to your boundaries, right? Come back to you, come back to your own integrity, come back to what you know is true in this situation, and sit and observe. You don't need to do anymore. You can just have the courage to be present with everything that's happened. I know that can be a lot to ask, but it's almost like just stick to what you know is true. Some of you may have been like, should I contact him? No. Spirit is strongly guiding you. Do not do that. You need to find your own integrity right now. We got the Ace of Swords here. That is also very important for you. Okay, let's see what else is coming up. We've got Trader. Exchange energy to create abundance. So when I see that card, it's a lot about going out there, putting yourself out there. What is it that you're wanting to create? That thing that you're wanting to write, that thing that you're wanting to study, that thing that you need to read. Go out there. Exchange that information. It's going to bring a lot of understanding and clarity for you in this space. Wow, beautiful. 21, this is receive. So here, this talks about look how beautiful this is, because there's like a spiral in here, and this is like a flower opening up. If there's an opportunity, again, receive this. You can receive this. I'm really getting this. Trust your ideas, trust your wisdom. If there's some sort of vision that you have for the future, and you're still kind of hurting and things are still sore, that Aina, we like to say Aina in South Africa, then it's okay. You can move through life with what has happened to you and still bring in the things that you want. Allow yourself to receive what it is that is already coming in your life, even if, okay, this is what I'm getting. Some of you want to start an online store. Do it. Let me know in the comment section if that is you. Okay. Forgiving and learning. Forgiving came up in almost all of the piles. So forgiving is obvious. Well, it actually came up in all of the piles. As you release and heal the past, you experience more love in your present moments. So again, this is really pointing for me to, and the orange is really standing out here in this card at the moment. So that's the sacral chakra for me, this inner child sort of violation. There's some sort of thing that happened that I feel, it's a lot. Nothing is going to get worse though. I feel like Spirit wants to say that to you. It's like looking at that situation, being present with it, and allowing it to be what it is, and letting go of that. The worst is over. The worst is over. And there's newness to come. You're going to receive more. You are already receiving. There are opportunities coming. Your energy is good enough to exchange it for what it is that you want. So I feel like there may even be a bit of self-worth issues that have come up for you here. It's a reminder to have your boundaries around how you spend your energy. Yes. Talking about energy exchange, right? We spoke about an energy vampire early on. Be mindful also of how you spend your energy too. Okay? But don't be afraid. Don't be afraid to also give of yourself to yourself. And don't be afraid to allow yourself to receive the loving care and energy of others. That's part of the flow of life. Yes. Focus on reciprocal relationships. It's very important for you, pile 3, to feel into what feels nourishing. What feels nourishing. Not a pattern, but what feels nourishing. Do I feel drained when I'm with this person, or do I feel held and cared for when I'm with this person? Very important for you to ask in any relationship, including business. Alrighty, pile 3, it's been an absolute honor and pleasure reading your cards today. If you'd like a personal reading, check out the description box. Remember to like and subscribe so you can support the growth of this channel and its vision for you to listen to your highest guidance. Thank you so much. I look forward to reading your cards in the future. Many blessings, and may you walk your divine path. And I'll see you in your next reading, pile 3. Bye.